Let's discuss first these characteristics of life. Living things are made of cells. All living things are made up of one or more cells. Cells are the basic units of life. They carry out all the processes needed for an organism to live and grow. Just like, for example, human. Our bodies are made up of trillions of cells, like muscle, nerve cells, and skin cells. And also plants. Every leaf, stem, and root is made of plant cells that contain chloroplast for photosynthesis. Bacteria. These are single-celled or called unicellular organisms that live in soil, water, and even inside our bodies. Our cells are organized in a specific way in our bodies, and that is all for the characteristics of life. The living things are made of cells.
Good day, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about an important concept in biology called homeostasis and what it means to maintain homeostasis. So, what exactly is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the process that allows living things to keep a stable internal environment, even when conditions around them change. In simple terms, it's how our body keeps everything balanced so we can stay alive and healthy. Our body consistently faces changes like temperature, weather, food intake, and even stress. But homeostasis helps keep everything under control. For example, our body temperature usually stays around 37 degrees Celsius. If it gets too hot, our body reacts by sweating, which helps us cool us down. If it's too cold, we start shivering, and that movement helps produce heat. Another example is blood sugar level. After eating, our sugar levels rise. The hormone insulin helps lower it back to normal. When haven't eaten for a while, another hormone increases sugar in our blood to give us energy. That's also homeostasis at work. Basically, maintaining homeostasis means our body is always monitoring and adjusting itself like an automatic system that keeps everything balanced without it even small changes in temperature, water, or energy levels could be harmful. So, to sum it up, maintaining homeostasis is how living things survive by keeping their internal environment stable no matter what's happening outside. And that's all. Thank you for listening.
Living things reproduce. The ability of living things to produce offsprings of kind is called reproduction. Reproduction is not an individual organism need. Rather, it is for the species to continue existence. Some extinct species are gone because of their inability to produce their kind. Higher forms of organism reproduce through sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction happens through the union of sex cells or egg cells from a female organism and sperm cells from a male organism. This union gives rise to a new individual with characteristics of both parents. Other simple organisms give rise to new individual through asexual reproduction. These organisms reproduce asexual. Asexual reproductions give rise to new organisms without using sex cells. For example, a bacterial cells divides and their body can give rise to new individuals. Plants also reproduce asexuals by means of runners, buds, stem cuttings, and roots. Both asexuals and sexuals reproductions are important processes needed to maintain life on Earth. A bacterial cells divided into new bacterial cells is shown in figure 5.4. Asexual reproduction forms new plants using cuttings, stems, or leaves. In both cases, the genetic material DNA is passed on one from generation to the next, ensuring the survival of the species on Earth.
Living things are organized. Life on Earth exhibits organization. The atom is the smallest unit of matter, followed by molecules, which are a combination of atoms. When these molecules are grouped together, they form a cell. The cell is a basic unit of life. In multicellular organisms such as plants and animals, cells are grouped as a tissue to perform specific functions. Different tissues can be grouped further and form organs. Organs in animals include the heart, brain, and lungs, among others. The organ form organ system that makes the function of body more complex and efficient. Organ system form the whole organism. All living things exhibit organization, whether they are unicellular or multicellular organisms.
Responding to stimuli is a fundamental ability of living organisms to detect and react to environmental change, both internal and external. Stimuli include light, temperature, sound, chemical, touch hormones, and more. Response can be taxes, reflexes, tropism, or complex behavior like fight or flight. This responsiveness is crucial for survival, adaptation, reproduction, and maintaining homeostasis. Examples range from plants growing towards light to animals migrating for food. In regions like Philippines, Central Visayas, understanding and responding to environmental stimuli is particularly important for agriculture, traditional practice, and disaster preparedness.
Energy for life. Energy for life means that all living things need energy to survive, grow, and do activities. Without energy, no living organism can function. Every movement we make, like walking, breathing, or even thinking, uses energy. In plants, energy comes from the sun through a process called photosynthesis. They use sunlight to make food, which stores energy. Animals, including humans, get their energy by eating plants or other animals. This energy is then converting in our bodies to perform different tasks, like digesting food, pumping blood, and repairing cells. Energy also allows living things to reproduce and respond to their surroundings. For example, when you eat rice or fruits, your body breaks them down into nutrients that become your source of energy. That's why you feel active and can do schoolwork, play sports, or help at home. But when you skip meals, you feel weak and tired because your body lacks energy. So, energy is truly the power of life. It keeps every living organism alive, active, and able to continue the cycle of life.
Living things grow and develop. All living things increase in size and change as they go through different stages of life. Growth means getting bigger, while development means becoming more complex and mature. Every living organism follows its own pattern of growth and development that helps it survive and reproduce. Our bodies also go through these natural changes, from small beginnings to fully grown forms. Human, we start as babies, grown into children, then become teenagers and adults. Our bodies change, our mind mature, and we learn new skills as we grow. Plants, a plant begins as a tiny seed, grows roots, stems, and leaves, and eventually become a mature plant that can produce flowers and fruits. Animals, many animals go through life cycles. For example, a butterfly starts as an egg, becomes a caterpillar, then a chrysalis, and finally turns into an adult butterfly. Growth and development are signs that an organism is alive. They show life's natural progress and transformation.
Adapt and evolve. Adapt and evolve means over generations, living things change to better survive in their environment. It's a continuous process where populations slowly gain features that give them an edge. These helpful traits, called adaptations, become more common over time. It's the engine of life, ensuring species can thrive as their world changes. Here are some examples. First, giraffes. Their famously long necks weren't an accident. This adaptation allows them to reach leaves on tall trees, a food source other animals can't access. Next, polar bears. Their thick fur and fat aren't just for looks. They are essential insulation, keeping them warm and alive in brutally cold, snowy environment. Finally, fish. They have gills efficiently breathe oxygen dissolved in water and streamlined bodies that let them glide through the water with minimal resistance. These examples shows how powerful adaptation and evolution are. They are the reason life is everywhere, from the deepest ocean to the highest mountains.